Good morning, Soul Man and Friends people. So today on the Soul Man Surgery, I have got my lovely friend, the amazing Johanna, and she's here today to speak about her. She has a few things going on actually. She's spinning a few plates, but Jo has a business, Pearly Whites, which is all teeth whitening, making people feel great. But she's also got another side to her business. And she's got a few more things that she's going to be speaking about today. Jo is a really inspirational girl, and I am delighted to have her on the Soul Man Surgery today. So, enjoy the show. Good morning.
Hello! I love that. I felt like I was on GMTV or something.
No, we're competing with Lorraine Kelly right now. So
well, you know what? There's no competition this morning. I love it. Just sitting there like.
So Jo, we're gonna speak a bit about your business and other things that you do as well. You know, I know that Pearly Whites is your main business, and there's something really exciting that Jo spoke about this morning to me that she's doing, which is like so good. So we'll be talking about that. But first of all, as with any of our guests for the first time, we always have 11 icebreaker questions. They're just a bit of fun, and it helps our audience to get to know you that little bit better. Okay?
Oh God, I'm nervous about this. You know what I'm like.
You'll be totally fine. So, when you're not working, what do you like to do in your spare time? Question number 1.
Okay, so apart from have a gin, obviously that's at night time, I love to go out walking with my son James. I've got a wee boy called James too, so I love that, especially in lockdown. I've been able to do that loads.
Amazing. That's a good thing to do when you're not working. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What are you currently reading? I know this, but you can share it.
The last Law of Attraction book that you'll ever need to read. It's so cool. Like, I love everything Law of Attraction, and I just got it by accident on Kindle, and it's just amazing. So yeah, that's what I'm reading just now.
I'm just going to take a wee note on that. Last Law of Attraction book you'll ever read.
I hope that's the right name, but it's something like not the last Law of Attraction that you'll ever have to read, and it's really cool. It basically explains all things Law of Attraction, which is cool.
Amazing, fantastic. We're going to be talking about the Law of Attraction today as well, which is a great subject. What was the first concert that you ever attended?
Oh, 911, Body Shaking. Do you remember?
I remember 911.
Yes, I love it. At the Usher Hall with my sister. I got a wallet as well. Not that you asked that, but there you go. I got a 911 wallet. It was.
Does anybody remember 911? Anybody watching? I'm sure you do, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah, sorry for the singing there. I did actually just realise the times.
Amazing. What is your favourite word?
Absolutely. Anyone that knows me that's heard me say that is going to burst out laughing. I say it all the time. I actually feel like I just put it into anything happy, but I do say absolutely. I feel like I think I've said it 3 times as I've said it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What was your first job?
I worked for a sandwich shop called Le Sandwich in the Gyle Shopping Centre.
So did I.
And I actually lied about my age, did you?
No.
Oh, no. I was like, what did we meet then? No, so Le Sandwich, yeah, I loved it. I actually lied about my age as well to get the job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how old were you? Like 15 and lied and said?
No, I was actually only 13.
Oh, wow.
When I first got the job, because you know when you get like a job when you were 14 years ago, and then I ended up being, or 14, no, I was 14, that's not true, I was 14 and you had to be 15. That was that, I wasn't 13, that's like slave labour. But yeah, no. I was 14, and I remember like I kind of lied for ages, and then when they found out, they were like, "We knew for ages, Joe, that you were lying." I was like, "All right, okay." But yeah, I've actually been friends with a lot of people I worked with there. It was really nice. Best job ever.
Oh, you couldn't do that now, could you? Tell lies about you.
Definitely not the way I look.
That's terrible. Anyway, I'm going to move on. What is the one thing that you're excited about for 2021? Keep it under your hat. Don't talk about it yet, because we'll talk about it. But anything other than
loads. But if I'm being really, really honest, I think it's not knowing, because I think a lot of people feel really uncertain about that. But actually, I thought 2020 was like, as much as it was a bit of a funny old year, right? And you'll hear me say that loads too. I actually really enjoyed it. I learned loads. I connected with loads. Like we reconnected. Like we were connected at the start of the year and reconnected again at the end of the year, just with doing classes. Yeah, and I learned about myself. Like I felt like I had the time to really work on me. So actually, I feel like if 2021 is anything like 2020, hopefully we get to start seeing people and hugging people again. But yeah, I'm excited about kind of what's to come and maybe not knowing fully what's to come either.
I think that's it though, isn't it? You know, it's like really just not knowing. I think that's a good place to be. You know, don't try to think too much in the future. Be in the present moment and enjoy it.
Totally. And you know, I see last year, like I worked and like I loved my job, but I was a regional manager. I was always working, like never had any time, and then started an amazing new job in HR, and then got put on furlough like literally as soon as lockdown happened. And then I actually wasn't furloughed because of my new job, and I just like loved, like at first I was really panicked, but then I was like, actually I've never ever slowed down this much before. But being really present was the thing, like enjoying my coffee, enjoying cooking, like not rushing about. And going back to work is great because you know what, you get all the kind of financial benefits of going back to work, which is amazing, and you learn lots of new skills when you go back to work. But you then go, I kind of missed that time that I had. So getting it again, I feel like is a bit of a blessing. I think I probably asked for it again without even realising it. So yeah, 2021, I think there's lots of things that will come and happen and thingy, but not knowing, I suppose, fully how it's all going to turn out is quite exciting, if that's a good enough answer. I don't know if it's a bit of a cop-out, but...
Yeah, that's a great answer. It is, really. It's really funny because when you say that, I remember in March last year when we were all in the shop and I'd said to the team, I was like, I am absolutely exhausted. I need time off. Please, universe, give me time off. Next day, lockdown.
I really don't, because I actually felt a bit like that. Do you know when lockdown was coming to an end and I got called back to work? Right? I love my job, like that I go back to work with, and it was great. And I was like, this is really, really exciting. And then it was really busy. And then I was like, I feel like I did not appreciate that time. Oh God, I could even just, I could do with a bit of extra time. And the same as you were like, we're all going to another national lockdown. So I was a bit like, actually, do you know what? And lockdown you could see loads of people who did it. I know it's been tough for loads of people, and anyone that has been, I would be like, reach out and speak and whoever you can, because you just need to talk to people because we're not around people. Like I love being around people. And actually this sort of thing, like technology and being able to speak to it, it's just like really maximising that. And actually for me, that's the thing that I'm like, last year I was like, when I started to realise that I could do that, I just loved it. And I feel like, again, I'm doing that. I did struggle. I've struggled. Like last week I really struggled. Like I was being a right whinge. I was being really moany. It's not really me. And I know it was just because I was just letting things get on top of me. And then actually once I accepted that, I was like, actually, I'm going to enjoy it again, because we will all go back to whatever normal is at some point and actually really miss this time. I know we will, because I did last time. So, yeah. Same as you, Stephen.
Put us back in lockdown again.
Well, I said to my sister last night, I feel like the only thing I have to be really, really honest about, so I've got James that's 2, and then I've also got Cole who's 15, right? So Cole's homeschooling at the moment. And I laughed and said I want to be a high school teacher in one of my Facebook posts last year. That's a complete lie. I'm not a good high school teacher. I take my hat off to anyone that is a teacher. Like, wow. But I do feel really, really sorry for kids. I'm like, James isn't around kids his age. Cole's the same. It's like, actually, I can deal with the lockdowns for me, but I do want them to go back to a wee bit of normality soon. I'm sure you probably do that, because you've got lots of kids as well.
Yeah, we are not teachers.
Thank God.
Next question is, what is your most used emoji?
Oh, probably the laughing face one, but you know the one that's to the side? Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. And at the moment I've been using this one though. Do you know that's a bit like, not a pray one, but it's like a bit like the hands up. Yeah. But you're definitely a laughing face. I'm always saying cheeky things and laughing at things.
That's the most common one for our guests in Soul Man Surgery so far. We've found that it's the laughing face to the side, or the laughing face with the tears.
Yeah. I love it.
Next question: if you could win an Olympic gold medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
Talking.
That's amazing.
Probably. Yeah, gold. Definitely for talking. Not always sense, but talking, I would say. Yeah.
I think your chat's really good anyway, so I think, it doesn't matter. You're definitely learning the skill of listening as well, and I think you've found that, haven't you? Over the last few weeks, you're like, I need to listen more.
Actually, just need to go. Hold on, I don't even have it. Hold on. This is my skill that you taught me, Stephen. Oh, I dropped my pen in my coffee. Yeah, I do need to learn that.
But I think
gaps. I feel like I fill the gaps all the time. But yeah, talking, definitely. Yeah, look at me, I'm like,
I don't think it comes across in a bad way at all. When you're chatting, everybody's like, you captivate people, which is really good. What is your hidden talent?
Oh, I want to say singing. I feel like only so many people would agree with that. So I won't say singing. What is my hidden talent? That's really boring. What is my hidden talent? I'm going to say singing, but I feel like everyone that knows me that watches this is going to say that I'm lying, but I think that I'm quite a good singer.
That's fine.
Obviously, don't judge the 911 singing at the start, because I don't actually. When I'm really serious, I feel like I'm.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
You need to believe in your talent. Of course you do. Next one is if someone could play you in a movie of your life, who would you want it to be?
Oh God, that's Reese Witherspoon, because I think she's so cute.
I can see Reese Witherspoon playing you as well. That's amazing.
I feel like Reese Witherspoon, yeah, definitely. Look at me being like all big-headed. Oh, Reese Witherspoon, yeah.
And the last question is, who or what has been your biggest teacher in life? You need to say Doug. I'm joking.
I would actually say, oh my God, that's a really, really tough one. But probably becoming a mum was and that was even pre having James. I think probably my biggest life lesson learned was when, so Cole is my stepson and he's lived with us full time since he was 9. And I think actually becoming a mum was a real, because like I'm not a selfish person, I don't think, but I think I actually was before having children. And I think being a mum was such a big lesson. And because even like it puts everything to the back burner, I would say. So yeah, maybe like, yeah, being a mum and having children, because it's like amazing, but it's so challenging. And you sometimes feel guilty saying that, but actually it's the truth. Like, so, and you learn so much about you and your kids, and there's times that you're like, God, like they are so irritating and they're annoying. And other times you're like, I just love you and you're the best. And it's a really weird emotion. So yeah, sorry, Doug, not Doug.
Do you know, I can really relate to that, what you're saying though, Joe, because, obviously you had your stepson first. Mm-hmm. When I met Nikki, she had our 2 oldest kids already. So they were 3 and 2 when I met Nikki. And you become an overnight parent.
Yeah.
And what's really odd is that, and I remember really quickly when we had Finlay, I didn't love Finlay the same way that I loved the older 2. I loved it, and I remember saying to the health visitor, I love the older 2 more, and they're not even my biological kids.
Yeah.
And the health visitor was like, you need to, for a dad, it's different. You learn to love your child, and it doesn't hit you instantly. But for a woman, they're carrying that baby inside them, and of course, they're creating a bond with the baby. But I think what you said there is, I'm going down a leafy lane with this, but I think what you said there was gold, because your children teach you so much, especially when you're a step parent, you know.
Oh my God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Totally. And you know, when you're saying that there as well, like when I had James, like I've got like pictures of Cole when he first met James. And so Cole's got sisters as well, from his mum. And actually, like the bond that him and James have got is like, even though they're years apart, like is unbelievable. And like actually, like you know, when you're like, I don't actually think I could love that child any more than I do, and then I'm like, I actually feel like I just love him even more. And there's like the best pictures of them, and even now they're great. But yeah, there's also times that, again, for everyone that knows me, like it's not always rosy in the garden. I'm not always smiling about my children, but I do think, yeah, you're right. It's like it's just the best. It's the best gift, but it's the biggest lesson daily.
Especially when they get older, when they're like in those like teenage years, you know, like from 15 to 20.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. That's yeah.
Next, don't you?
I made dinner the other day, and Cole came down, and I was like, I was really proud of myself. It was a beautiful fish dish. I'd like really put loads of effort in, and Cole came down and was like, "Oh, it's stinking." And I was like, but he ate it, and he obviously loved it. You know, you just get that rage, but he is obviously, yeah. And then James is going to just learn, because James, Doug, and Cole are like, so Doug's my partner, James obviously is my little boy. They're so alike. They're all so alike. So I can just imagine that James is going to be following in the footsteps of his brother.
That's brilliant. Yeah, 3 men in your house and they're all exactly the same.
Yeah, thank God for Pearly Whites. It makes me smile. Yeah.
So let's speak about Pearly Whites. I'm just going to pop up on the page. Let's talk teeth. So, Joe, you run your own business, which is Pearly Whites Edinburgh. So if anybody wants to follow Joe's business, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen there right now. So Joe, what drew you to wanting to work with teeth?
So, do you know what? I'm quite a smiley character, and like people would be like, Joe, what do you do with your teeth? And I was someone that quite liked whitening my teeth. And, you know, I've always been in cosmetics and been into cosmetic-y type things. And after having James, I was a regional manager, and I thought, do you know what? I feel like I want to do something for me. So I was like, I want to do my own business. I want to do something. There was like no plan of me leaving my job or anything. It was something I was going to do part-time. It could just be mine. And I started going like, do you know what? I'm trying to do beauty therapy type things, but I was like, it's not really that I want to do. And then I started being like, sell products, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I just started looking into whitening and teeth whitening, and basically found Natura White, who trained me to do a self-administered cosmetic teeth whitening. So it's just amazing. So like I got trained by them, which was great, and I was able to then build my own business. Obviously, due to lockdown, some of my services are on pause, but I'm still able to use like social media and to speak to people and smile and everything, which is great. And I do sell product, but product that I know complements the stuff that I do. So if you don't actually have a treatment with me, you can still get the results, but you get even better results when you come and see me when you're able to. So yeah, it was more just a bit of a thing that I did because I wanted a business. But then when I actually started into it, like I'm really, really passionate about making people feel good. Like I love making people smile. And at first it was about white teeth, and it still is about white teeth. Like I do like making people's teeth white. But what I've realised as this has started to grow, and again, talking about 2020, it's about how actually I've really started to use this business to make people smile, like people react and smile, and it's actually about making people smile more and like connecting with people. Like at the start of the year, I put a post out and just said, look, does anyone need a bit of extra support to make them smile? Like reach out. And there was people reaching out privately, and it's really nice that something that was just a cosmetic teeth whitening business has become more than that, which is lovely.
I think it's great because, you know, you've got people out there and they're delivering this service, but with you, Joe, that's why I wanted to bring you on the Soul Man Surgery today. You are giving so much more, and that is, you know, in the form of really helping people to feel great about themselves, not just with the teeth. You know, I think that's quite important, and that leads me on to the next thing that's going to scroll across the bottom of the screen, which is your Wellness Warriors Facebook group.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited about this. So again, I love it. So this is actually another reason why me and you reconnected. And obviously I work with you on motivational coach training, which is just amazing. I love it and really helped me in everything I'm doing. But Your Wellness Warriors is something that I do with my friend Lorraine, and we are both really, really into wellness. And just with lockdown, she was a wellness coach, and I've like done kind of coaching things in my job, and really passionate about it, about the kind of physical and mental well-being of people. And we basically got together and was like, let's do something together. And we were like, we pulled it together, and it's just something that's kind of growing and evolving. We have got Your Wellness Warriors Facebook group, and we've actually got a closed Facebook group, which is a more intense version of the Wellness Warriors. And basically, it's a place for people just to feel great. And it's called the Wellness Bar. So I love it. Everything to do with bars when it comes to me and Lorraine. But it's just really lovely. And what I would say, it's funny, I was saying this to Lorraine last night, and I just feel so excited when I post on that. I love making people feel great. And if we don't post for a while, people come to be like, are you all right? Or we've not heard from you in a bit. And it just shows you that even if we're just posting like a positive quote or a happy message, it makes such a difference. Lorraine and I really excitedly, actually, a big part of it is about feeling great mentally, but also looking great. So what's that saying? It's like, got to sort the root before you're happy with the fruit. Like one of my most favourite sayings, that actually we started a class called WOW, and basically it was the first WOW class was yesterday, and it's Weight Off Wednesday. And basically it's not a plan to lose weight, it is literally just a plan for people that want to shift a bit of weight or keep a bit of weight off. And actually it's a bit of an accountability support group, and it was really, really great because it's one of the things we've been working on. It's like now 2021 is live. We're now kind of getting that off the ground. So it was really nice to get a group of people that were on a really similar journey and take them through our first session. So for anyone that is really interested in that, that's every Wednesday at 7:30, and you'll get all the details of that in the Wellness Bar. But really passionate about that because, like you say, going on from Penny Whites to Your Wellness Warriors, it's just about making people feel great. Like, I love it. And it gives you like such a nice feeling of satisfaction, but it also makes you feel great too. So like, it's like a win-win when you do something like this. It's amazing. So yeah, as many people as can come and see us there. It's great.
So what I'm saying to you guys watching this right now is go on, check out that, not right now.
Yeah, stay and listen. I'm loving this now. Listen to me.
Wait until after we're finished, but go out and check that out, Your Wellness Warriors Facebook group. And, you know, Jo, you do have this amazing energy, you know, and even more so in person, you know, like, because we're doing this here, but like in person, you know, when we're together in person, it's like, we're chatting away. Like, it's brilliant. And, you know, that's what you'll get from Jo, is you'll get this high energy person that really cares about you. And I think, you know, please don't think I'm blowing smoke up your arse, Jo, and I genuinely haven't, you know, she really is exactly the same in person behind the scenes as she is right now. So jump on and have a wee look. You might get her like Friday night gin pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last night would have been one of them. Actually, I didn't put that on the Wellness Bar, but it would have been. But actually, I feel like I just had everyone as a friend that does that anyway. I'm like, connect with me and everywhere. But yeah, last night was Celine Dion and a gin and tonic. I was celebrating our first WOW session, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to have a gin and tonic. And I wasn't away with it, but as soon as Celine Dion comes on and I got a gin in my hand, I didn't go Facebook Live though, luckily. I did used to do that. That was another thing about having children. It stopped me going live.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What you're also doing as well, Jo, is in fact we'll speak about the law of attraction first. We'll go to that first because that's how you and I met as well. A couple of years ago, was it? Now was it a couple of years ago?
It was the end of 2019, I think. Was it?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. When you attended our law of attraction workshop.
Yes.
And there was lots of like, wow moments in that, wasn't there? You know, there was like lots of, it really challenged your thinking, it challenged everybody's thinking, and it brought together this amazing group of people, which is amazing. And I know that you'd already known about the law of attraction. I know that you'd already done a bit of learning about the law of attraction, but it was just really a different perspective on it, you know.
Totally.
And you spoke a little bit earlier to me when we were backstage about the things that you've been asking for, and they've been coming to you, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on here? But it's because you've been sending it that message to the universe. So talk to me about that.
Okay, I love the law of attraction, like obsessed. So for anyone that hasn't read The Secret, like was my first ever like like dipping my toe in the water with the law of attraction. And I always remember, this is the story I tell everyone, and it's so cheesy, and I don't care how cheesy it is because I totally believe it. Because I think when you're living in the law of attraction, you just start to think positive thoughts, and you're full of gratitude. When you really, really, keep your mind focused on it, it does work. It's like universe. So years ago, when I first read The Secret, at the time, really shallow it might seem, I really, really wanted a BMW. I wanted a BMW. Yeah, I was like, I'm desperate for a nice new car. I had a car through work, but I was like, I'm desperate for this BMW. So I used to get in my car and like, I'm going to be driving a BMW. And basically, as I was doing that, I started looking for a new work. I was at the time like selling products with people, and I was just a bit like, I don't really know if I want something else. But I was fixated on this BMW, right? I didn't know how I was getting it. I kind of thought I was going to buy myself one. That was, I think, in my head when I was going for it. So I was selling the product effectively, maybe to earn some extra money, but the BMW was what I wanted. And as I did that, I then got approached by someone about a new job, and it was a big step up from the job I was doing. I was an area manager, but this was basically more like a regional level job. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the job. Got the job, and the car was a BMW. I was like, I read The Secret in November, and I got the job at the end of January. And I wasn't looking for the job. Like, it was unbelievable how it came. And that, I suppose, the extra money that I was looking for came with it as well, because I got a nice big salary, and it was amazing. And what I would say is, I think, without even realising it, things happen, life happens, and I probably let it slip off. I let my mindset change. And you notice that, because when your mindset changes, like, not so great things happen along with it, or you start to notice the not so great things. That's probably the best way to put it. And then, like I say, I had James, I started Pedally Wise, there was lots of stuff going on, and I think I was like, I'm just missing something, I need to do something. And that's where we reconnected about the law of attraction. So probably end of 2019 and 2020, I've done all about that. And even like us this morning, like I was like, I need to message Susan. You're not called Susan, Stephen. We'll call you Susan. I was like, I need to message Stephen. I need to speak to Stephen. Obviously, I see you weekly on our calls, but then it was like, you messaged me, and I was like, and I've been saying for ages that I need to come on and just like speak on social media and say hi to people on social media, but like, inner critics, like, don't do it, Joe. And then you came to me. So I've been thinking for a while, so I really love the law of attraction. Like, love it, love it, love it.
And it is true, that whole what you think about, you bring about, isn't it?
Yes. Oh my God, it's so true. And it's like we were saying last week. So last week I did feel like, so I had like stuff on my mind, and I let the stuff on my mind consume me, if I'm honest. I became, I've been being really good with my food and my exercise and doing everything. And then I had like a day, I just stuffed my face. I'm a total comfort eater. Actually, it was funny. And it was like everything just felt really dark and grim. And then actually I was like, oh, the only person that's going to get yourself out of this is you. And I did it. And again, I feel really, really great for it. It's like, that doesn't mean that you're going to feel great all the time, but it's being really aware and being really present when you're not. Because actually when you do feel really great, you bring great things. And like last night, like I feel like this energy is like spilled into this morning. Now I'm having this conversation with you, and I just feel like today is going to be great because it just is. It's like a bit like I don't want to use the word tumbleweed because that's quite negative, but you know what I mean? That snowball. There you go, snowball effect. There's no outside, yeah. Everything
just starts to link and work, and and I think it's important to say as well, we do all have bad days, even myself. Yesterday, after the Soul Man surgery, I lay on the couch for most of the day. And it was just that I just needed to just chill, because, people see me here, but I'm constantly working. I'm always,
yeah, no.
You just need to do that, Sometimes you just, right, that's it. I'm taking time out.
Do what's funny? I saw something, right? And when you're like, I'm being really lazy, I'm having a lazy day. And it's like, you're actually not being lazy, you're just having a rest day. But when you're in a bad, or when you're not, and I know this is like, what is law of attraction? Because you know what? When you actually start thinking lazy, you start being lazy. Like, you're like, I'm being lazy. Okay, so I'm being lazy. Well, I'm going to act like a lazy person with that. If I'm having a rest day, you feel rest and you feel energized. But if you're lazy, you don't have that same feeling. And it's really interesting when you start to notice that. Oh my God. And last week I was like, I wasn't like, I'm quite, like I set my alarm, I get up early. I wasn't doing that last week. I was like, oh well. But it's actually this morning, like I was up, I was early, I did an exercise class. I was like, do you know what? Because I need to, and you feel good, but it's so, but I might even have a day today that I lie on the pitch, but it'll be rest rather than laziness. And it's really funny. I totally agree with you, Stephen, because people can actually start making themselves feel bad, but for no reason. And actually, it's just that mind shift, set shift kind of type thing, that if you do that and be really aware of it, then everything just comes to you in a really different way. And I feel like, I remember when you said it, and I'm sure you said it was like, it's like magic. It's like when you start to work it, like some of the stories you've told me about law of attraction, and actually stories that you hear about law of attraction, it is actually like when you start to get into this place and this vibration, it is a bit magical. And I'm sorry for anyone that's watching this, it's a bit like, that sounds really cheesy, but it's so true. Like, if you really make it work properly, your life changes, I think.
There is a bit of science to the law of attraction as well, and I'm not going to go into it today, but there is a certain part of your brain that's activated when you start to think about the things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens is that you naturally start to see the BMWs that are all driving around the streets. You naturally start to see people walking about with, I don't know, Gucci handbags, or, whatever it is that you're thinking about, you start to see more of these things. And that's the part of your brain that supports the law of attraction. So,
I love it, and it is true though, isn't it? It's like what you say, if you think about a yellow car, you see hundreds of yellow cars.
Yeah.
Sorry, James has just walked in. Hilarious.
That's
I love it. We have a naked baby.
See, that we were speaking about this as well, how and it was on last night's
He's actually
we couldn't see anything. You're totally fine. We were speaking about this last night with Gina, though, when children walk in when you're working from home, and it's something you just need to say, here's my child, here they come on in.
Do you know, talking about kids and coming in, right? So during last year when I was working, I was on a Zoom call, quite an important Zoom call, and James had to be with me just because of self-isolation and all that. It's like sometimes you just have to have everyone in your house, and that's what happens. And I was on a Zoom call, and I thought he was jumping around, and I was trying to keep it, I had to keep taking my mic off, so I had to be there, I had to be really present in that meeting. So I stood up in the kitchen, and I thought so I had it on the worktop so he couldn't really be seen, and he actually pulled his trousers down. I cannot believe that just happened. So yeah, there you go.
I was speaking to Gina last night and on Zoom, and I was telling her about. So I was doing a Zoom call, an interview with a girl who is potentially coming on and doing the Soul Man surgery, because I always want to make sure that we're the right fit for them, and equally they're the right fit for us.
Yeah.
And we were sitting having just a really informal chat, but it was a big deal for her because she was like, "Oh, this is really exciting." And she says, my child's in the next room, so if they come in, then I'm sorry. Anyway, so 2 minutes later, our kid comes in she was only 4, and with her trousers at her ankles. "Mummy, can you wipe my bum?" with a big handful of toilet roll. And I was like, that's just a classic example of what happens when you're at home and your kids are there. So I thought it was hilarious. She was mortified though. She was like, "No, I can't speak." It's fine.
When I was on the call with you, when you were being my teacher last week, remember I was being all serious? Well, some of it was serious. I was practicing, and then James runs in and sits under the table, and I'm and he's screaming, and I'm yeah, it's not very relaxing. Sorry.
We've got a couple of comments there. I'm just going to throw them up on the screen. You've got Debbie saying your energy is fantastic.
Hi, Debbie.
Kerry saying you're refueling. That's when
I love that. Thanks, Kerry. Oh.
Fiona Lang, both of you are such positive people, and I fed off your energy. Law of attraction and gratitude have started this year by practicing it every day. Keep going, guys. Love this chat.
Oh, hi, Fiona.
So, next thing that I want to speak to you about is, what is it? I don't know. Let's talk about meditation teacher training.
Yes.
Because Jo is one of my trainee meditation teachers on a Monday evening. She's doing meditation teacher level 1 training, and getting on really well with it as well, Jo, aren't you?
Yeah, well, do you know, it's something that, like, I get what we're saying there about looking after yourself, and meditation, something that I've always been really interested in, but not been very good at relaxing or ever doing it. But this year it's something that I've just put into my practice, and yeah, I love it. And I saw that you, like, again, it's so interesting how things are meant to come up, and I was always like, I just would be really, like, I like to do myself, and I'm like, as I'm trying to like help people through Pearly Whites or your wellness warriors, whatever that is, I was like, I'd like to learn how to do that. And as much as I love to talking like this is quite a big deal for me. I'm like, oh. So I was like, actually, meditation teacher training would be something that would be really great for me, because I'll learn a skill and be confident talking to people. But actually, it'll be something that hopefully I can actually add into all my Smile and your wellness warriors and just making people feel great, because it does. And luckily, do you know, obviously, like, you put a post up about it, and I was like, it was meant to be. And I contacted you and I was like, can I please be part of this next one? So yeah, it's so amazing. And actually, like, the difference, like, actually after doing it last week with you, and yeah, like, I came off feeling like totally invigorated, because I'm like, it's such a cool skill to learn, but it's a skill that I think a lot of people don't even realise how much of a skill it actually is, because it's like quite a big deal when you start doing it. So yeah,
it's so difficult though. People just think that it's dead easy to teach meditation, and it really isn't at all.
Not at all, no. And like, Stephen put us all on the spot. Well, it wasn't last week, because I was actually driving Doug up to Aberdeen, which ended up bloody getting cancelled, but never mind. The week before, and then Stephen was like, right, Jo, you can be my partner. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I can't believe I'm having to do it to Stephen. But it was like amazing, because I came off feeling like, do you know what? It was such a small step. I was like, if I just keep doing those steps, it'll be great how you, like, the difference. Or, because even you were like, oh, Jo, that was really, really good. And I felt like this. And actually, I felt really calm when I was doing it. And for such a hyper character, it's really nice to just go into that space when you slow down. And it's like, to be able to do that myself, and teach myself to do that would be great. But then when I'm past and I'm done, and helping other people to do that will just be really, really cool. I'm excited about that.
You're actually very, very good at slowing down though, you know, like, and that was, I remember when we went into that practice session, I was like, Jo's one thing is going to be her pace, you know, because to deliver meditation, we need to bring our pace down to about 80 to 90 words a minute, roughly. And so I thought she's going to struggle with this, but you actually done really, really well. And your voice is very soothing when it's very slow.
I'm like, please don't ask me to do it. I'm not prepared for that. But no, do you know what? It's so true. And it's like, the thing, again, this is for you, what you've made me do today though, is about stepping out my comfort zone, because I missed Monday, right? And I'm actually, so Marie, who's one of the girls that I know from another class I've done, and we're doing meditation, I was like, can I borrow you? Can I do it to you? But I feel like I just need to do it to someone that even maybe doesn't even know is in the class, and just practice. Because oh, there she is. Hey, Marie! Because I'm like, you just, like, it's that skill. It's like, you learn one to speak to people, but also it's like the calming influence of it. Like, it's just, yeah, like anyone who likes a bit of meditation, even if you don't want to be a teacher, the skills that I've learned just in the last few weeks doing this is just amazing. I love it. Honestly, I love it. Yeah, that's a really, really exciting thing for me for 2021. I should have even said that at the start. That's something I think will add into not only my own practice, but every other thing that I'm doing.
Down here, Jo, she did not say meditation.
She did not say about the fact that she was going to be, yeah, no. But it's something like, because even we're working together in doing the motivational coach training, and I have to say, like, how many weeks are we doing that now? It's not, 5-6 weeks now, is that? Are we halfway through? And it's just amazing, like, doing those two things and learning those new skills. And it's just, yeah, like, I love that. Like, I love it. And yeah, like, everything I've learned over the last few weeks, it just feels like I'm just kind of adding to my toolkit of everything I already know that I can share with people. And it's the sharing it with people that's the really exciting part, because you know that when you start to share it, you're going to actually change someone's life for the good, which is so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. I want to speak to you because would you believe it's 10:10 already? We've got 20 minutes left. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
I want to speak to you about something that is, and it's just about to be birthed.
I like
And it's
it.
really, it's a really, really cool thing. I was really excited to hear about it, and that is Birth Tree.
Yes, I am excited. And Doug actually was like, made me a coffee, and he was like, with our mug. No, so Birth Tree is, I'm really excited about this. So we've not launched it yet, but it'll be launched very soon. And we've got a meeting tomorrow with a charity to confirm the business. But let me tell you what it is. So Birth Tree is an online, basically, celebration website. And what we have done is we've pulled together animation cards for birthdays at the moment. And I mean, over time, we hope to grow it and not just have birthdays, but currently it's birthdays. And what you'll do is, rather than buying a normal birthday card, you'll buy an animation card, which you can send through email, through Facebook, through WhatsApp and whatever. And we will plant a tree for every card that's sold, which is really, really exciting, because saving the planet, planting more trees, making people feel good, it just sort of sits completely within our ethos, which is really, really cool. The charity we're meeting with tomorrow over Zoom will basically be the charity, hopefully, that will be planting the trees for us, so that we know that we're absolutely doing it and we're helping another kind of force. And the reason that we're kind of just at launch stage, so we're ready to go with the animation cards, but what we want to also do to help other businesses, so, you know, start to share. So if you actually have a business that you think this could fit in with Birth Tree, please contact me. But what we'll be doing is we'll be looking for businesses that sell gifting. So that's from hampers to, you know, anything like alcohol, cakes, anything you want, clothes, anything you think that would be a great gift. And basically what we want to do is we'll have the animation cards and we've got a gifting section. And what we'll do is we can put your gifts onto Birth Tree. And any time that someone buys a gift for Birth Tree, we'll plant a tree for you too. So if they buy an animation card and a gift, that'll be 2 trees that'll get planted. So it's really, really exciting. So yeah, it's something that, you know, Doug had a bit of an idea. With lockdown, we've been together a lot, so we've just started to run with it. And 2021 is the year that we're like, we need to get this off the ground. So that'll be launching really soon.
It's really, really exciting. I think what I love about it is I'm always very mindful of my carbon footprint and, you know, what waste, I suppose, does to the environment. And, you know, I think especially with a birthday card, you know, who even gives birthday cards nowadays? You know, I don't. I'm one of these really bad people that just send them a wee message on Facebook saying happy birthday, you know. And I suppose it's exactly the same thing, but it's very personal and it goes to them straight away, you know.
Totally. We've got a certificate as well that you get, so you can share the certificate. So effectively, when you buy even just the card, you're getting this tree as well that will be planted for a lifetime, which is really, really cool. And I just like, yeah, I'm really, really excited about it, because it's so nice, because as it's come together, the amount of times we've changed. Like at first we were like, are we going to give people a tree? But then we're like, well, that sort of defeats the purpose, because it's something else that we need to send. So really now the only thing that's going to be getting sent is the gift. But let's be honest, you still want to send gifts, but everything else can be done from the comfort of your own home. And actually during lockdown, let's be honest with you, it's an even better way that people will be able to share all these celebrations and do it, but also by making a difference. But yeah, I love it. It's actually, as the more research I've done while we've been doing it, it's like, wow, it's unbelievable. I think there's like 900 million birthday cards are sent in the UK every year. And it's like the landfill waste that goes to that is just unreal. So if we could imagine if everyone just like bought one Birth Tree card, the difference that would make, it's just so cool. So yeah, watch this space. So anyone that's seen this, when you see this, like, it's coming really, really soon. And if you've got a business that you're like, I sell gifts and I really feel that I could, you know, get my gift on Birth Tree, you know, get in contact and we'll get that launched, because it'll be from Saturday, hopefully, that we'll be getting in touch with businesses to start adding gifts onto there.
Amazing. That's so good. Really, really, really good. I think that is probably one of the greatest ideas of 2020-21. And purely and simply because we need trees to breathe. Like, yes. We need trees to be alive.
Totally. And do you know, even as well, I don't know about you, right? But do you know when lockdown 1 started, I don't even know what we class this lockdown as, but lockdown 1, everything went to a standstill, and it's like everyone was like, oh, I saw loads of nature, and I saw loads of, you know, all these animals came out in like the kind of main streets and stuff, and it was like, because we weren't out polluting it. That was probably why. And I'm not saying, like, you know, I'm not saying I'm a total saying, but it's nice to see that actually, like you're saying, it's like going out on all these walks and seeing all that. Like there needs to be more of that, or to save that, because that's what we've all really, really kind of got all our energy from in lockdown. So it's exciting to hopefully grow it. I have to say, there was a part though when it was like, Joe, we can plant the trees. And I'm thinking, can you imagine me out gorilla planting every day with James? With a and we have planted trees, I'm not gonna lie, but I thought, like, dude, I don't actually know how legal that is either. So we're making it legal. You're not gonna see me with a bag of trees doing it myself. We're gonna do it so it's all completely nicely done. But yeah, that's something that I feel, and it's something that, you know, it's been in the back burner for a bit, and I think like lockdown again has just made us go, let's just do this. And when you put something into action, and I contacted this like business that had been following this charity, and they came back to me and they're like, we are so excited, we want to meet with you. So just again, law of attraction, when you start to think about it, it brings it about, and it's starting to really be something. So yeah, thank you for talking about that, because it's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everybody watching this is quite excited to see the launch of that as well. So, it's amazing, really, really good. And I think it's quite a topical subject right now about, you know, like looking at our carbon footprint within the new David Attenborough documentary that's out, and that is a very simple thing can make a big change, you know. So we could all be really guilty of not recycling things and not doing things the way that we should, but you know, planting a tree is quite a good thing to do.
And there's also like with it, it's like actually it's about how many businesses, because me and Doug have been talking about this. So Doug's like working with his friend and they're launching another business and it's flooring, but Doug's like, well actually anytime I get a customer with flooring, I'm going to plant a tree. So I'm going to make that like carbon neutral. Excuse me. And I'm like, and it's so cool because so many businesses, like I say, even just by being a business that links with us, it sells a gift. You might not become carbon negative because you might have other things in your business that don't make that. Like for me, Penley Whites, if I could be linked with Penley Whites, because I need to use lots of kind of plastics and stuff, it won't make me carbon neutral, but carbon negative. I could become either neutral or really start to help just by working with something like Birth Tree. So yeah, I'm really excited to watch this space. It'll be like, I'll share it with you later on, Stephen, and then we'll share it with everyone. And like I say, if not in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you do make it all live as well, I'll definitely share it with the Soul Man and Friends community so everybody can see everything about it. I want to speak to you about your astrological sign as well, because you are Pisces. Did you know, Joe, that you resonate best, being a Pisces person, that you resonate best with Cancerian people,
okay,
Scorpio people,
okay,
and Taurus people? Did you know this?
No, I didn't know that, and that's really interesting.
And I'm Cancerian.
Ah, well, there you go. That explains it.
So these are the three people that you'll resonate best with. Scorpios are very well known for being empathetic people. One of the most psychic signs of the zodiac as well. You know, you're very intuitive, very generous people as well, but can also be very overly emotional. So would you agree with all those statements to do with your astrological sign?
I would definitely agree with the over-emotional thing. I would be kind and generous, but yeah, definitely I would. It's funny though, actually, when you said that, because you said to me this morning when I told you, and you were like, I knew you were a Pisces. And there's a girl I work with, and she was like, I hope you don't mind me asking this, or don't think this is really weird, but are you a Pisces? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you're so obviously a Pisces. Like, and I was like, really? And I'm like, that's really cool. And actually, it's not something that I didn't realize or already knew that I was like that. So I must sort of fit into that, which is so cool. But yeah, I don't know. I feel proud to be a Pisces, yeah, but that's a really weird thing to say because I can't change. I didn't really understand why they changed the star signs though. Is that like a truth thing?
They've not changed it. So it was that was a stupid Facebook post. So
oh, thank God.
The stickiest has always been there, but it's just outside our solar system. So hundreds or thousands of years ago, when astrologers first started working on the star systems, they chose to take it out because of the fact that it's just outside of our solar system. So it's always been there, but some people could view it as the 13th sign because it just sits just outside of our solar system. But really, it doesn't change anything. You're still a Pisces.
Yeah, my birthday like fell on the day, and I was like, well, I'm not changing because everyone tells me I'm a Pisces. Look at me, you know, like emotional. I'm not changing. I'm a Pisces.
Do you know, it's so funny how that had such a big effect on people because, you know, I always love to know people's astrological traits and signs, and I did study astrology as well. And when I look at people and they're obviously, you know, Pisces or a Taurus person or a Virgo or whatever they may be, it's hilarious to see and ask them, and they say, "Oh no, but it changed. So I'm now I was a Cancer and now I'm a Leo," and I'm like, "No, you're not." Exactly.
Well, can I just say, I feel like if anything, I am so glad that I know that, because it's funny because I get it and I don't like know loads about it. Like, so that was really interesting to hear that. But it did really, like, I was like, oh my God, that's really affected me. And my sisters were like, fell into the new month, like, you know, the new star sign. And they were like, what? Like, what the hell? Like, this is so mental. So, yeah, I feel really glad about that. But my birthday's 11th of March, so it fell like on the new thing. It said, so I was like, well, I'm just remaining a Pisces. And I feel that that's made my day.
Stick in the fish.
Yeah, sticking with the fish.
So now we throw out questions to everybody, and usually we start questions at 10 o'clock, but because we've had so much to speak about this morning, obviously that's not happened the way that it's meant to happen, but that's fine, because I think that we've filled the space with lots of good chat. So anybody got any questions that they would like to ask Jo? I'm just going to pop up. There we go. Questions for Jo.
I love it. This is like...
Scary.
I know, it's like, wow. I was like so nervous about coming on here today, and I feel like this is just like... You're like, Jo, you need to wrap this up now.
No need to be nervous at all. It's good fun though. I mean, it's good fun, but it's also really... the stuff that you're doing, Jo, I think is wonderful, I have to say, especially your wellness bar. I'm just going to pop that up as well, just in case anybody didn't catch it. So it's Your Wellness Warriors on Facebook. So you can go along, you can join Jo's Wellness Warriors Facebook group. And from that as well, I'm sure, Jo, that there'll be lots of other ties into other things that you're doing as well. You'll be sharing all that on that, won't you?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So like things like Wellness Warriors, Perily Whites, like they'll interlink. We'll share on all of those, exactly. So yeah, but you go to the Wellness Warriors page, and then there's like a closed group if you want some extra support called the Wellness Bar, which you can find, you know, on the main page. You'll like the page, and then you can see like there's a group section, and you just click into that, and it's a private group. So it's, you know, currently we've got 46 members. I know we want to grow that as much as we can, you know, make as many people feel great in 2021. So please come along. Or even if you're sitting here being like, oh, I don't know if I'd like that, I know someone that would. Tell them about it and get them to come and join us. Definitely.
We were speaking about that the other day in a surgery. I think it was with Kenny Walker, where Kenny's like this fitness guru, and he was talking all about, you know, what people get when they join a community. And, you know, whether that community be fitness or whether that community just be wellness, like what you're doing, what people get when they're part of a community is such a fantastic thing, isn't it?
Oh, totally. And do you know what's funny? Because when we did it, it was like a bit of first, like we were like, obviously we were doing things in the background. So for us, it was just like sharing positive things. And it's funny when you don't share, or when you share something, when someone messages you privately and tells you the difference that you've made that day, just by that one thing, or that one bit of kindness, or that one bit of positivity that you put out. And not everyone sees that you're making that difference, but it's such a nice thing, like actually. And what's it like, you know, that whole, like, when it's like that whole butterfly effect. If you're kind to someone, then someone is then going to be kind to someone else. And then it's that, it's nice. I honestly, I love it. And I honestly feel like anytime that I post in that and I was saying last night, like, I feel like I'm going to work, but not in a, oh God, I'm going to work. Like, I love it. I'm like, I feel really like I'm like I've got loads of purpose when I'm doing that. It really feels really purposeful when I'm writing in the wellness, on the Wellness Warriors or in the wellness bar. It's nice, really nice.
I think that's a huge, massive thing, is what some people call the kindness boomerang. There's actually a video that you can watch on YouTube, which is called the kindness boomerang. So just search it on YouTube, the kindness boomerang, and it's a video where a builder helps out a little boy, and then that little boy helps out an old lady, and then the old lady gives another girl a coin for the parking meter, and then that girl's like, and then it just grows and grows and grows, and then what happens is at the end of the sequence of whatever, all these random acts of kindness, the builder, maybe an hour later, is standing and absolutely parched, doesn't have a drink, and a waitress who's given a tip by someone that is all an effect of his kindness initially with the wee boy. It comes back and the waitress gives him a glass of water because he looks parched so it's that. That's what it does, doesn't it?
It totally does. And it creates like this, like happiness, like we did when we first launched the wellness bar, to give us a bit of like, because it's a lot of it's learning for us too. We both are really, really, we want to be coaches and we want to, coach people and help people and support people. So for us, it's like a bit of like, although we're helping people, we're like learning content and we're learning what content makes people tick. And I think we learned that something will always make someone tick. But we did the 5 key elements of making people happy. And that random act of kindness is one of them. Like it's one main thing. Like the happiest people in the world, they will always do like a random act of kindness at some point. That you talk about it loads, and it's like so true because you feel great. But even if you do it and you don't tell the person it's you, even knowing that person's going to get that random act of kindness is just a really cool feeling. I love it. So yeah, no, 2021 and the Wellness Warriors and the Wellness Bar is exciting. So there's lots to come there too. I'm like, God, there's loads in 2021 actually. I feel like ask me that question again.
I do a little thing every morning, and anybody who knows me knows this, that and I don't ever want to see the person. I don't wait for the reaction, but what I do, and not just now because of obviously COVID, but usually I go to Starbucks every morning before I go to work, and I get a coffee for me and I get a coffee for the person behind. So I pay for my coffee and I always say, can I pay for the person behind? And they're like, oh, they've got an order here that's £9. And I'm like, no, I just want to pay for their coffee. So they take the coffee off for that person. Because what I was doing is paying for the person's order behind me, and sometimes it was £12. And I was like, I can't do this every day. So I was like, I just want to pay for their coffee. And I'd been doing it for months and months and months, and never ever knowing who it went to or how it happened or whatever. And I'd walked into Starbucks because the drive-through was shut. So I'd walked in, and the supervisor that was on, she was like, we want to give you a free coffee every day for the next week, because you don't realise what happens when you do that in the morning. She says some mornings it goes on all day.
I love that. Oh my God, I know.
You do that one thing in the morning, and she says, honestly, sometimes people are so surprised to go, oh, well, I'll pay for the person behind me. And she says it happened all day long. So I got free coffees for a week. It was great.
I love it. But then, like you say, that's it coming back to you. Well, even like you weren't wanting a free coffee, but then you're like, well, I got all this free coffee. But you think as well, like actually that person driving up and saying, maybe that person got your coffee. Like, wow, like it's so nice. Like it's such, yeah, love it. I totally love it.
I think the part of it that I really loved is the girl who works there now, Pamela, her name is. Pamela, I was doing that whole like, I want to buy the person behind me, and I drove up a couple of days later and Pamela was back on shift, and I worked with Pamela years ago. Mm-hmm. Pamela was like, Stephen, do you know what happened the other day? And I was like, what happened? She was like, see when you bought that girl behind you a coffee, because she thought this was this huge thing because she'd never seen me doing it before. It was like, when you brought that girl the coffee, I handed her the coffee and told her that it was free because the person in front had paid for it. And the girl burst out crying and said that she'd had such a terrible morning, and that coffee just made her morning. It changed everything for her. You know, it might not be a cup of coffee. It might just be that, you know, you're walking down the street and you talk to someone socially distanced, or, you know, whatever it is. I think we can all change the world with a bit of kindness, can't we?
By the way, I love that. And again, for anyone that totally knows me that goes out with me, they're like, I am that person. I'm always like, I love your coat, or I love your, and it's like, not just like fake compliments. I don't just compliment people for the sake of it. If I see something I really like, I always tell someone, I'll always say, I love that about that person, because I just, well, one, because I just like to talk. Remember, it was my gold medal thing that I was going to have. But I genuinely, like, you know, when if someone does that to you, you actually feel like $1 million after it. And it's like in that whole, it changes everything. So yeah, no, I'm all about kindness, and your stories always make me smile. I love it. I love that we have connected. It's just, it was meant to be.
Absolutely. Your vibe attracts your tribe, though. That's how it is, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Kerry saying, been great watching this morning, Joe. Your energy and smile is amazing. Good luck in your new venture.
Thanks, Kerry. Woo! Thank you. I love it.
Everybody hit that love button and tell us what you thought of Joe today. And I'm sure that Joe will read back on these messages and be like, oh, that's so nice. So, and I think that's the thing, when people are watching these live videos, people sometimes don't comment and let the guests know how much they've enjoyed today. So please do comment and let Joe know how much you have enjoyed today. I've had a couple of messages on my phone while we've been live as well saying, this woman's amazing.
Oh, that's so good. I love it. Do you know what's really funny as well, right? Because, right, for people that know me, so Marie will be one of these, I've always been like, I'm going to go live, I'll do live, and I'll chat. I've always been really nervous, so you've made me do it, but I don't actually feel like I'm live.
No.
So it's really cool. But no, I'm so glad that people have loved watching it, and I'm just, yeah, I feel like I feel really privileged that you've asked me on, so thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And I always say that we get the right people no matter what happens, you know. So this morning I woke up and the girl who was meant to be on this morning cancelled, and I woke up and I just said to Spirit, to the universe, to give me the right person for today's Soul Man surgery, and there you go, Joe, you're here.
Love it. Oh, I love it. Honestly, and it's funny, like you say, what you think about, you bring about, because I have been like, yeah. And I've actually always wanted to come on this, but I thought, I don't know if I'm the right, I don't know. So I feel like, yeah, you've made my day. You have actually made my day. So there you go. I love it. I'm really excited.
I think we need to get you back as well when Birth Tree launches, just to talk a wee bit more about that as well. So I'm sure that...
Yes, I would love that. I would really love that. And then give you an update on everything else. I'd love that, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, Joe, thank you. Stick around as well, because we'll have a quick chat before we go. So I'm going to put you backstage, and we'll come back.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll talk when everybody goes. But thank you, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow for tomorrow's Soul Man surgery with our very lovely Susan Watson. And we're going to be talking all about Monday's subject there, and that is developing a more positive mindset. So if you do need hints, tips, help, advice on ways, practical methods in which you can really develop a better mindset, then come along for tomorrow's show. It is a really, really good session. Susan's put lots and lots of work into it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you all for being part of the Soul Man surgery. And thank you, Joe, for a very insightful session this morning. And I will see you all tomorrow. Say goodbye, Joe.
Bye.